Mic is unmuted. Streaming has begun. There's a cat in front of the camera. Einstein. Einstein. Hey. He's like, don't bother me. Alright, Einstein. You got it. Alright. Let's get our little bit of time in. My feet till you all just disappear. Hello. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Can I come in for a sec?
Sure. Streaming, I'll mute my mic. Ah!
Welcome to Brawlhalla. Online. Random. Three, two, one, brawl! Player 2
Brawl, while having a conversation, is definitely a teacher of learning how to multitask, for sure.
Random.
But I just had my mic muted and I was having a conversation. But like, it's fine. It's important. I mean, if I'm able to do good in a game where I'm also having a conversation at the same time, then that means I'll do even better when I'm focusing, you know?
Three, two, one, brawl.
Hello. I can't mute the mic of the stream if you're wanting it to be muted yet.
Oh, you're streaming Brawl and you're recording yourself in the bed.
Yes, I am.
Dr. Disrespect level setup.
It's spent quite a bit of bucks getting the required cords and doodads. I decided I will take the goal of winning a Valhalla championship at some point in time seriously. So I will regularly stream myself just playing ranked until I get there. No. Oh.
You have a tournament you're eyeing?
No. I'm just gonna keep playing until I actually get to a high rank. Gold is not enough.
Yeah, I imagine even like an amateur tournament, you want to be like mid to high diamond.
Yeah.
Like minimum.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I thought you were the,
Oh, fuck you, dude.
I thought you were the blue one. I'm like, that was sick. And while you're like, fuck. Do you mind if I eat this burrito in here? I'll eat over the wrapper.
Alright.
Random.
Why do you want to compete in a Brawl championship?
At least when I get to platinum. I don't feel right about entering in while I'm still at gold. I haven't touched gold in the 5 to 6 years that I've played this game. Oh, sorry, I haven't touched plat.
Yeah, no, I meant like, why though? Like, why do you want to compete?
Why? Just feels right. I've like played this game. I still play it. I'm not shit at the game, and it'd be good to make something out of it. You know, like if I could, it's at first it was about the money, but it's not about the money anymore. It's about honing a skill. I think that the value of honing a skill, no matter what it is, there is some value to it. The other day, someone said to me, like, you know what they say about jack of all trades, master
of nothing.
master of none. I was like that low key kind of hurt on the inside. I was like, I see. So yeah, it would be nice to master something. And I'd like to master this. Just make me happy.
Well, Brawlhalla is what you want to master.
It's fun. It's cool. And it doesn't cost anything to do it either.
That is a big one. I was gonna say, what about mastering auto racing?
Yeah, that'd be nice too. But I feel like that is gonna happen in my life, but I feel like that's for when I'm older.
Which one are you?
Orca.
You know what's been happening to me lately?
What's up?
I'm still struggling a lot with the anger and resentment. And like a lot of my interactions with, you attract the frequency you're on.
Yeah.
A lot of my interactions with people are like not super duper pleasant.
Yeah.
Even if I'm trying to be respectful and integrous or whatever,
Yeah.
still, frequency. But I'm like, in just about every single interaction and almost every person, I'm seeing the exact karma. Like where I acted how they acted towards another person.
Yeah.
And it's like every interaction. Like I can't unsee it. I distracted the hell out of you. That was not my intention.
Don't worry about it, please. It's fine.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Something, another quote that I got from the book today, that I actually wanted to share with you, that I feel relates. It's, there may be long, dry periods, sometimes days, weeks, years, where seemingly nothing is progressing, spiritually or physically, anything. This is a deception. The long, dry period is what is happening as a test of resolve. Frustration about this, of when you will get over it or through the long, dry period, is an ego desire to control what is not yours to control.
Trying to control the outcome.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to just focus on the effort you put in and let go of the outcome.
Yeah.
Because the ego really, really wants to control the outcome.
Exactly.
Well, that is reassuring.
Yeah. And that was one of the things. Actually, it said that prana breath work calibrates at 190, and that it's merely like an aesthetic an aesthetic vein or vanity work, and that spiritual progress and evolution is spontaneous and is purely a result of what you are rather than what you do. And so meditation is important, but there's nothing physically that you can do that is going to change your spiritual evolution, and it is purely a result of spiritual dedication and progress rather than as a result of some kind of method or action. Which I literally heard that from a book right after doing like a 10 to 15 minute like prana breath work thing in the morning, and I was like, I want to feel so nice.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't do it for spiritual purposes. I just do it to ground myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. 190. And pride's better than nothing, but still, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's it. That is interesting because on the list of calibrated, like, there's a whole list online from like all his books, and just the calibrations from it. Are you the Sasquatch?
No, I'm the Nash.
Oh, okay. I forgot the names of the characters. What do you call it? Yeah, he said, you can live off prana. You can live off prana energy alone. Calibrates as true. Like no food or water. And it's like, okay, pride.
I think it's
Sure, but-
not the prana, but the breath work specifically, like the action of undertaking the breath work as a means of trying to, I guess.
Well, that's important. So, trying to do the prana breath work as a means to speed up or control the spiritual evolution, that calibrates at 190.
I believe so. Yes.
Then say specifically prana breath work, just trying to do it to speed up spiritual progress and evolution. That's very specific.
That's my interpretation of it. That wasn't explicitly stated, but I think that's what it means.
Well, what was the exact statement again?
Just prana breath work calibrating at 190.
Just that, like no doing it for.
Yeah, no, that's my interpretation of it.
Okay, so he like literally just said prana breath work calibrates at 190.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know. I have my doubts about that. I think doing it to try and control your spirit or speed up spiritual evolution, I could definitely see that calibrating at 190. Like using it as a meditative method or to ground yourself, like I don't see how that's non-integrous.
Player 2 wins.
Well, I can listen to it again. I can find what he's talking about. Let's see. I listened to the book for a long time today, so I'm on Appendix C. Pathways, platform. I think this was it.
Chapter 19, Practicum. Introduction. The intention of all prior writings and lectures has been to promote life and the overall thing without a compass. Errors arose throughout history, as one can select a basic.
Definitely one of the downsides of the audiobook is trying to find specific parts.
One has been a perpetrator rock years when conditions are appropriate. One of those conditions is the presence of the energy of a high level of consciousness. From an even more important word, a test of resolve. These periods can be traversed by transcending the spiritual, a fortuitous time to surrender the fear is a lifetime commitment and a way of life by which to rise states of use. It is helpful to it is useful to notice that the phenomena of witnessing and observing or experiencing are autonomous, occurs available, and transparent. Note that none of the great avatars or great spiritual teachers of history had any secrets. On the contrary, they spoke freely, openly, and without restriction for the benefit of mankind. By goodwill and benevolence to life in all its expression, one can select a basic spiritual concept as one's theme for a day and utilize contemplation. In addition, Truth versus Falsehood provides calibrated confirmations of falsehood, 2005, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, 2006, and Discovery of the Presence of God, 2007. Clarification of the content of this stated material is provided by the many lecture series which are also available on CDs and DVDs. The content of informal satsang workshops is also available on CDs. Practical application. Most people already have some religious spiritual orientation as a consequence of cultural or family lifestyles. Within that which is considered traditional are universal truths that can now be easily confirmed. In addition, Truth versus Falsehood provides calibrated confirmations of sources of spiritual truth, as well as lists of integrous teachers and teachings. The traditional spiritual pathway is.
I don't know where specifically to find it. It's in this subsection of text that I was listening to today, but I listened to like over 2 hours of it.
Well, what stuck out to you? Like when you heard that, what was like the thing that hit you? Like this, what hit you?
Well, what he was talking about is about how like real truth, there's no secret method or like hidden pathway, anything like that. Truth is freely given or whatever. And so like he was mentioned like when he was talking about that, and he started talking about meditation and about like when you're doing it, the best things to do is to like, he also mentioned the Course in Miracles. He said like take like a lesson for the day or even a Course in Miracles lesson for the day and meditate on that rather than something like prana breath work or whatever. That was what he was talking about. Yeah.
This feels like in Super Mario Bros. When you just lost all your lives and you get that soul-crushing game over screen.
Why? What do you feel?
Oh, it's like I've been doing the opposite of that, which is I would rather find out, right, so I can correct it, than continue to do the ignorant, less beneficial, productive thing.
Have you been avoiding Course in Miracles lessons?
I've been pretty good with it. I'd say maybe like the past 3 days, I'll like I've been pretty on top of it up to like I'm like on lesson 16.
Very good.
I would be on 17, but like I missed a day or two,
That's fine.
or some days I like I didn't feel like I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself with it because that's not good.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I'll be like, okay, it said 4 or 5 times. I did like 3, and one of them didn't feel like I properly did it. So like I'll redo the lesson the next day. Kind of like that. But I've been mostly on top of it.
Very good.
What lesson are you on?
38.
Damn. Or you're gonna be immune to negative stimuli before you know it.
Yes. Maybe I should do like more intensity. I kind of like when I do the lesson, like I listen to the lesson, I take notes on it, and then I think about it throughout the day, and then I'll probably, like, if I'm being honest with myself, I do like 1 practice period, but I make sure to think about the lesson at the very least. It's like, I feel like if I get on myself for not doing it this specific number of times, then I just won't get through it. So I try to remember like the messy job is better than an incomplete one. So keep that. And it's only a 1-year course, and there's still many years to be alive. So you can always just next year restart again, start from the first one, which I probably will do. Like, but it's very interesting. Like basically, one of the things it talks about, which reiterating what I just said, is like anything that is regarded as like a secret method or a special practice that most people don't know goes into the era of like ego pride, of like specialness, and like something that is not generally accessible to the average person unless you know this specific thing or this special process. But that is only serves the now spiritual ego, because now there's like a different form of it.
Huh. That would make sense. Do you think he's talking about the Kriya Yoga as well?
He didn't mention that. I think it's like, I think what he's saying is that you can do the Kriya Yoga things all you want, and the breath work all you want, and they are helpful, and they are good, and they will work, but it's not going to get you anywhere than where you already are. It's like saying, what's a good example?
It's like a pay to win,
Not even that. It's
but not.
it's more like saying I want to go really fast, and be like I'm going to get into my car and I'm going to go really fast. But the kind of car that I have only goes up to 160 because that's the car that I'm in. The car that you're in being the level of that spirituality that you are in as a result of who you are. So no matter what, yes, if you step on the pedal really hard in this car, you are going to go fast, absolutely. But you can still only go up to 160. You can't go any farther than that until you upgrade your car. And then if you upgrade your car as a result of who you are, then you can go faster. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. If you're wanting to go 240 in a 160 car,
Exactly.
that's what it's the equivalent to.
And so, like, those methods, I guess, like, what he's saying is there's things that these people who teach these methods aren't saying. And what they aren't saying is that these people are doing these methods. They're like, yes, I do this breath work and I'm achieving these super high states of consciousness. But what they're forgetting to mention is, oh, yeah, but I've also done, like, 30 to 40 years of spiritual inner work. So, like, yeah, I'm activating the Kundalini and the freaking fireball was coming out of my chest or whatever, and it's super epic and amazing. All I had to do was breathe this way and it works. And it's like, well, yeah, this is true. However, like Mr. Hawkins freaking has been doing like an hour of meditation and spiritual work every single day. He doesn't stop. He's been doing it for years and years. And now it's to the point where he's activating the Kundalini flow and it's coming out of his chest, the average person could do exactly the same thing that he's doing, but they're not gonna get it.
Yeah, I think the Kundalini stuff calibrates at like 200 from when I looked at the list. You're still integrous, but like, yeah, it's that you gotta do the real spiritual work. That's what actually counts.
Yeah.
You can still do that stuff to like ground yourself, but you know that crazy yogic experiences aren't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Unless you do the real spiritual work.
Yeah. So it's like one of the things that also that I heard today, which was interesting, is that he was talking about like monasteries and things like that. Basically saying like, yeah, monasteries that'll definitely help you, but he said it's one thing to achieve like spiritual growth and enlightenment in pure isolation, and it's another thing to be able to do that with the temptations of the real physical world. And that in a way, like reaching those levels while you're in those isolated states that almost hinders you in a way, because now if you go back to like the regular world, you still are gonna be like succumb to those things. That's how somebody like Muhammad, who created Islam, once calibrated at 700, but then when he went back into the world, he ended up calibrating in the low 100s.
Oh, that does make sense. Last video that like I had that I Am Ray YouTuber guy in bathrobe.
Yeah.
Video at one point in the video he talked about how you can meditate in like an isolated, pure, peaceful wherever, but like, can you meditate in the middle of a busy, loud city where people are walking into you?
Exactly.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
And that's like one thing I actually did try doing that, like meditating like in the middle of an apartment complex where there was a bunch of people. It was interesting, but it was really helpful though. Like having people walk by and then having the fear thought of like, open your eyes, they're coming to you, they're gonna do something to you, they're gonna take your stuff or whatever while you're not looking, or they're gonna be really confused. And then like choosing to ignore that anyway almost like a sense of like power from within that felt really good. Like to not succumb to that feeling of like, open your eyes, they're coming. All that.
I did have that experience where I meditated in an area where like some people were walking through, and that like, open your eyes, like that same thing.
Yeah.
But like, I actually did what that Julian himself guy recommended. This doesn't have to do with the pranic breathing. It's actually specifically the letting go method. Imagining those fearful thoughts like, well, what if they're judging me? What if they're gonna try and take my stuff? What if they're gonna all that? And imagining that like the voice itself like going into your like chest and stomach area, while also trying to feel the sensations where like that fear is connected to. That I find like is the most effective thing I've ever experienced with like, sitting with it and like, what? That was so. Are you the Mordek?
No.
Oh, but that was a sitcom right there, sitcom moment. But yeah, no, imagining the people are so goofy.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid going.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah, just imagining like the fearful thoughts or whatever negative thought going into your body, and also feeling the sensation where like the feeling's connected to, like where the fear is connected to, for example, or maybe anger. That's helped me a lot.
Honestly, I'd be using the cheat code. Like, anytime like I have like extreme fear, I just immediately repeat in my head like, God loves me. God doesn't want anything bad to happen to me. God loves me. God doesn't want anything bad to happen to me. And like, and that will usually help. Like, there's like a little, you know, the little pathway when you go out to the right of our house that goes down in between the streets. That's like dark and there's no like lights or anything. It's just like forest.
Yeah, you're talking about the little, like, forest pathway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll like purposely like make myself walk through there with like no lights or anything. Just like be in like the pitch black, and then like I'll like say that to myself so that I can get over the fear. Like approaching it, I get like this extremely strong fear of like the dark. Something's coming. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. And I'm like, no, I don't care. You know, because I don't. The same fear that I felt on like that other fateful day, I don't want to succumb to that fear. Also, why the other day, like, freaking, I went out into the little back room right there, and I kid you not, there was a spider that was literally like the size of a golf ball. Not a golf ball, sorry, tennis ball. That thing, motherfucker, was huge, and like. I was just like, I don't want to fucking get near that thing, but like I wanted to save its life. That motherfucker was literally this big.
Player 2
Actually, I
wins.
have a picture of it.
Oh, did you win?
Yeah,
Nice. You won the rematch.
I did. He rematched me twice. The second time he won, and I feel like if he didn't taunt, he probably would have been able to focus more.
Then you have the immediate fear of, oh no, if I get my ass beat after taunting, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I calibrated too low. I fucked him.
Here's the history. And literally, the name of it is Giant House Spider. That's the picture
Harmful
that I
to
took.
humans.
I took that picture, and it was
And I was in the kitchen?
that was right there
Oh.
in that room, and like that's like the third one that we've seen in there, and like I was like super scared. I was like I could like spray it with chemicals and kill it. I'm like no, I gotta release it. Put the bowl over it. Of course, it's like freaking out, spinning around the bowl like lightning fast. But you know, just like almost every opportunity that I get when I encounter an extreme amount of fear, I try to do what I can to like push through that fear in any way that I can, because like the more that I can make it so that fear no longer controls me or outcomes that I have or anything like that, then the more likely it'll be that when I experience something again, you know, like that experience I had before, that I won't like cave under the pressure, freak out, lose my marbles or whatever.
Random.
You know.
That's a pretty good challenge. Pretty good way to challenge yourself and your fear. Do you ever try just like purely sitting with the fear, like when you go into like that dark path?
Like, what do you mean?
Like just feeling the fear itself, like no
3.
mantra or anything, just like sitting with it, like purely what you're feeling, no thoughts or anything, just.
No, I haven't. Do you think I should?
I definitely do think you should.
Okay.
I mean, free will, but I think you should try that just once.
If you think that will be beneficial, then yes, that is what I'll do. Maybe I'll go on another roller coaster, freak out. The idea of going on like a freaking scary ass roller coaster scares the shit out of me. I do not like that. Maybe those ones that like go super high in the air. That's part of the fear right there.
Yeah, you should do that. Go on a roller coaster that you know, like you feel uncomfortable just looking at,
Yeah.
and you should like purely focus on the sensation you're feeling, like the intense, uncomfortable sensation in your like chest or stomach that's going on. It'll probably it'll get triggered if if you have that intense of a fear with that specifically. It'll just get triggered, and it'll be a lot easier to feel it, like where the fear is in your body.
I will do that. Next time that the opportunity presents itself. Whew.
Alright, I'm gonna go do laundry before it closes.
Alright, brother.
Thank you for the talk.
Of course. Go dab me up real quick. There we go.
Beat his ass. Love you.
Ooh. Ooh. Let's check and see if the stream is working. I haven't done that at all. Oh, Dylan just said. He said lock in. Thank you, Dylan.
Shit. Okay.
That's like one thing I actually did try to do with that, like meditating, like in the middle of that perfect context. It's interesting, but it's really helpful though. Like having people walk by and then having them hear about like. I didn't say anything to Dylan. Where's my chat log? My chat log didn't appear on the screen. Oh no. Docs? Chat. No, no chat. That needs to happen. You have to put the chat there. Thanks, Dylan. You're not here anymore, but I appreciate it. Maybe I'll hop in the Discord call on my computer. Maybe that'll help.
Random. Three, two, one, brawl. Player 2 wins. Random. Rematch. Three, two, one, brawl. Complete annihilation. Player 1 wins.
Continue. How long have we been streaming? 1 hour and 7 minutes. there any little boys in here? Hello. Can I take it up to the little boys? Of course. Hello.
I missed you.
Hey, brother. We're on stream right now.
Oh shit.
I was streaming Brawl.
You getting better at Brawl now?
We're working on it.
I wish I still had Brawl passion. I mean, I could still come on in and just have the same skills, but
Random.
pouring my energy into other things now.
It's okay. This game, because I'm finally admitting that those years do not hate Brawl. You, in fact, actually like the game.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
That's more of a very great game.
I don't know what I like it.
That's all I like because as many times as I need, as long as I can have 2 days off. Sometimes they give me more, but that's only if it's like a day a week. This ain't for you, baby.
As long as I got food. Can I get some? Get some of that.
Maybe a little.
She already has food.
Yeah, get some food. Get a little nibble. You don't even want to take it. You just want it because it's here. At least you're a good, honest kid. Like, nah, I already stole all the food today.
How does a cat lie?
Oh, Walton lies all the time. Like, they could eat and then ask for more food, like they didn't just eat. They could pretend like they've been. Walton knows how to lie too. Like, he could pretend he's been good all day, but in reality, he's been devious as hell. Like, you grew up on I'll see like something mauled in a kitchen. Or like my room will have like a random like hairball or something. Do something. There you go. Ow! You little goob. This ain't for you.
Love you, brother.
Player 2 wins.
Good work. Good work. Good work. Mississippi Queen. You know what I mean. Mississippi Queen. Oh boy. Yeah. I think that's enough for today. We'll pick it up later at some other time. Some other time. Mississippi Queen. You know what I mean. Mississippi Queen.